one vault member mentions that the water chip is broken, this is the same design as the water chip from the original Fallout game, but is also extremely clever because the events of that game start with the malfunction of a water chip forcing the player to find a new chip. The billboard the ghoul shoots is pretty cheeky because the vault boy is standing next to a clock, as in time is running out for these sales, get a vault now. But in reality, it's symbolizing the doomsday clock and how close the world was to dropping the bombs. Vault Tech, you sneaky bastards. Another sneaky Vault Tech thing is that when someone asks, does this really protect against radiation, referring to the Vault Tech jumpsuit, it's funny because it does, but it definitely does not, because in the games it only has plus 10 radiation protection. The other ghoul that the ghoul knows mentions that he's been like this for somewhere around 28 years. A nice reference to the 28 days, weeks, years movie trilogy with 28 days later, 28 weeks later, and the upcoming 28 years later. Another corporation reference is the Super Duper Mart, your stereotypical supermarket in this world, using the logo and coloring from Fallout 4 rather than the drab-looking design from Fallout 3. The pick a job that's special to you banner in Vault 33 is the same design and format as the perk card selection in Fallout 76. Inside of the Super Duper Mart, all of the ghouls in the freezer are a reference to a side mission in Fallout 4 called Kid in the Fridge, which has a lot of the same elements that are featured here. Obviously, there's a kid that's stuck in the fridge, and then you are given the option to return him home or sell him essentially into slavery, much like these ghouls. Lucy's new get-up shows she's slowly adapting to the wasteland while also looking like the Wastelander's armor set found in Fallout 4. The ghoul takes a break to enjoy some chems and television, with the TV brand being Radiation King. This appears in the world, the games, they also make other electronics, but this brand is actually a reference to The Simpsons, first appearing in Season 6, Episode 10, released in 1994. Apparently, this was a purposeful inclusion by Leonard Boyarsky solely to make Tim Kaine laugh, both original creators of Fallout. While the movie the ghoul watches is The Man from Dead Horse, again a reference to older westerns, but Dead Horse may be a reference to the Dead Horses, a tribe that was originally located at Dead Horse Point on the Colorado River. Lucy talks about power armor and mentions that this model was put into use after the Battle of Anchorage, something that the games featured in the opening of Fallout 4 and could be accessed via a simulation in Fallout 3 with the add-on of Operation Anchorage. This was a war between the US and China over control of Alaska back in 2066 that took roughly a decade, leading right up to the Great War of 2077. On the chalkboard for voting day, there's a picture of Betsy Ross, who created the second official US flag, and that the 14-star flag of Fallout uses as a template before the Great War broke out. When crossing the bridge with the two raiders, Maximus mentions that they are fiends. Now, at first I thought he just meant that they were bad, monsters even, but this is a reference to the chem-based raider group by the same name, located mainly on the outskirts of New Vegas. Shady Sands is heavily featured in this series, and they pretty much give you the gist of it, as it was the best attempt at rebuilding, becoming the capital of New California Republic, featured in Fallout 1 and 2. And we now know that Vault Tech was behind its destruction. Matt Berry plays a Sebastian Leslie, one of Cooper's Hollywood buddies, who we realize sold his voice rights to the Mr. Handy robot. But when flirting with the party workers, he recites he is Bartholomew Codsworth III, which Codsworth is the name of the Mr. Handy robot you first meet in Fallout 4. When Lucy takes a glance at the New California Republic flag, the iconic main theme song from Fallout 4 plays. The scientist in Vault 4 grabs a harpoon or spear gun, which is no stranger to the series, but this doesn't look like the models in Fallout 4 or the DLC Far Harbor or even 76. This looks like the simple spear gun from Fallout Tactics. The Cap farmers in the opening of episode 7 were wearing the NCR Ranger combat armor that is the same armor featured on the cover of Fallout New Vegas, which, hint, hint, is where this series ends, showcasing the new Vegas skyline on the horizon, featuring the Lucky 38 Resort and Casino. The snake oil salesman is like any sleazy vendor you meet in the wasteland, but him fixing a foot or growing back a limb is actually casually mentioned in episode 2. But these chems that result in ghoulification ties in with John Hancock from Fallout 4, making himself a ghoul just like Thaddeus, whereas most other ghouls get it, like the natural way from natural radiation. The poster behind Reg in the bathroom is the astonishingly awesome Tales issue 6, Attack the Fishmen from Fallout 4. But even funnier, in the game when you're actually looking for this magazine, it is found on the back of a toilet. I forgot about this one, but a Fallout lunchbox can actually be seen in Ma's shop on the table behind Lucy. In the games, these were fun little almost like mystery boxes that could have a wide range of different supplies in them. Another magazine is spotted in Cooper's home, the Tesla magazine number 7 from Fallout 4, which these game magazines would actually help boost the player's energy weapon damage. I already mentioned Thaddeus turning into a ghoul, but later at the radio station, he is shot with an arrow. He kind of displays the effects of the ghoulish perk, granting lost HP to the character when irradiated. Speaking of perks, Norm's hacking perk has gotta be at an all-time high because he hacks into the Overseer's computer using the same jumbled word selection screen from the games. Honestly, this is maybe my favorite game reference that I nerded out the most. I couldn't help but think of Anakin and Palpatine in the scene between Maximus and the Father or High Priestess. It just feels very sinister and like a power-hungry situation that we know is not gonna end well. The meeting of the minds or Vault-Tec and the cabal of other corporations running this world start to throw out ideas of experiments that they want to run in various vaults. And these are in fact pulled straight from the games. Vault 87 was the vault used to create super mutants, something that we mentioned at the Enclave earlier in episode 2. Vault 51 had an AI overseer via a ZAX 1.3C supercomputer. Vault 27 was purposely overcrowded. Vault 106 had psychoactive drugs released into the air filtration system 10 days after the vault door sealed, resulting in a destroyed vault and only leftover insane survivors. And Vault 29 was the vault that was run by children, whereas their parents were taken to an undisclosed location. All of these are big wigs in their own, respect, but the one Fallout fans will be interested in the most is the head of Roboco Industries, Robert House, one of the main antagonists from Fallout New Vegas. The frozen corpse or cryo chambers are no stranger to the Fallout franchise, but does tie in with the opening of Fallout 4, where their sole survivor character is placed into one of these once entering the vault and closed without them actually knowing what this is. Outside of Vault-Tec in the background, you can see a Protectron, a robot used from construction all the way to simple office tasks, sweeping the front steps. Barb Howard. Now thinking about it, I'm curious if the name Howard is a nod to Todd Howard, producer, director, pretty much everything at Bethesda in this Fallout series. I'm getting off topic, but Barb mutters the phrase, "War never changes," which has been a staple of how almost all of the Fallout games have started.
War. War never changes. War. War never changes. War. War never changes. War. War never changes. War. War never changes.
Hank's pin code that Moldover needs for the cold fusion activation is 101097, which is the original release date of the first Fallout game. Also, Moldover is rocking a laser pistol when the Brotherhood of Steel shows up. And lastly, we hit the Mojave Desert, one of the main areas in Fallout New Vegas, where we see a Deathclaw skull, scary-ass monsters of the wasteland that were originally genetically engineered creatures developed by the US military to replace humans during close combat search and destroy missions. Season 2, you better have these lizard boys. So that is everything we found in this Fallout series. There is a lot packed in here, and I love the care and attention to detail of everything.